steel. We have forged light steel, we've forged bronze, and we've done pewter casting. We will also be forging, like we're going to do the small pieces today. Tomorrow, we're going to be working on forged copper, and we're going to be finishing this axle. So you guys might want to come back and visit us tomorrow. And he'll be getting further lessons.
Wash your hands.
Whoa.
It won't get hot. The reason I'm telling him to form a cave closer to this steel is that because the coal itself has insulative properties. While that fire is over 2,000 degrees, I can put my hand this close to it without burning it. You decide. You're going to have to learn. Hit it while it's hot. You can't fuss with it. You already let it go too far. Anybody ever heard that phrase?
What?
Strike while the iron's hot? This is exactly what it means. Because the more heat you have, the more carbon you're losing out of it if it's a high carbon steel, or the more carbon you're putting into it if it's a low carbon steel. The reason you need to strike while it's hot is because that's when it's the easiest to move and the hardest to damage. Because while it's that hot, while it's that lovely orange color, it's almost plastic. If you could use your fingers, you could actually do this with it and twist it. You can't obviously just put your fingers on it, but it is really that plastic. Real raw iron as opposed to what we're using, which is mild steel, which has a 4% carbon content. The reason we use that, two reasons. One, in the modern era, it's a lot less expensive, and in the modern era, it's a lot easier to get your hands on. Wrought iron, all the word wrought means is worked. That means that when they got the ore, they went ahead and they put it in something called a bloomery, which is sort of like a smelter, only instead of it bubbling, it came up and it looked like a giant flower. Perfect. What they would do then is they would deliver the bloom of iron to the blacksmith. You're planting your wrist like this. Okay. You need to hold your wrist like this. And use your shoulder to move. What I'm talking to him about is ergonomics. This is a very dangerous thing to do. If you try to use your wrist, you're going to end up breaking your wrist. You're going to end up with carpal tunnel syndrome, you're going to end up with arthritis, you're going to end up with all kinds of bad things. On top of that, your wrist isn't very strong. So you're not going to get as much oomph out of this hammer. You'll see me when I'm working with the little hammer, work from the elbow a lot. Mostly because the little hammer doesn't take much oomph for me to move it. If you ever see me work with one of my bigger hammers, this is the biggest one I have here today. It weighs 5.5 pounds. You will see me do this because I'm working from the shoulder, because that is where most of your strength comes from. I have an 8-pound hammer I work with a lot at home. You will actually see me come and do this with it, or if we do striking where I'm using a sledgehammer. That I actually will have someone else hold something on the anvil for me and come with the sledgehammer up and over. And if you don't hold your wrist properly and you don't hold the steel properly, the steel won't do anything and you'll just end up hurting yourself. And then the little fairies who live in the fire will go and they really will. They do laugh at you.
Of course, when they're making all of their noise. They're making their noise when they're laughing. And you can literally hear it.
You can.
How long have you been hearing this? How long have you been hearing
We're working at Dragon Bookers. Oh, we do.
For centuries.
A lot of people ask me what I'm actually using in the fire. What I'm using is coal. We use hardwood charcoal in the Middle Ages, which is why a lot of Britain and Western Europe don't have any more trees. They chop them all down to use them for hardwood charcoal. The difference between coal and hardwood charcoal is that coal is actually rock. This is bituminous charcoal, and wood is a stone that's dug out of the ground. And does have some impurities in it, but it works really well for blacksmiths. It's easy to light. It stays lit without constant airflow for short periods of time. And it goes ahead and retains its heat really well. Hardwood charcoal, as you can see, is actually made out of hardwood trees. It still looks like a tree. If you guys don't mind getting dirty, you can pass it around and look at it. It's just coal dust. Don't lick your fingers afterwards.
Oh, he's going to take forever. I got to go. Bye.